Ali, what do you think about what he said there?
Well, I agree with him that he is the best player, or has been the best player in MLS. Thierry Henry was really good when he came here, but towards the end of his career, and I suppose that in the case of Zlatan, similarly, but it just feels like the impact of Zlatan when he came to MLS, I'd only seen that when Beckham came in 2006, and his debut in MLS just created a level and a standard of expectations that we hadn't seen since David Beckham. And that he followed that up with the sort of performance that got people off his seats, and the goal that we just saw, you just couldn't make it up. And he continued to be that big personality in Major League Soccer. Now, all the other things that felt like cheap shots at MLS there by Zlatan, I'm not a big fan of, because I don't think there's any need for Zlatan Ibrahimovic to be taking shots at MLS, free shots at MLS. Look, the level of the league is what it is. It's improving. It has a bigger place in the market now than it did in the past, and that has to do with players like David Beckham and Zlatan Ibrahimovic and some of the other bigger names that have put the league in a bigger platform. And with that, I think MLS is appreciative and thankful. But I don't think that MLS and the players in MLS and his teammates would appreciate the way in which he spoke essentially down to the league and about the league.
I saw you screwing your nose up a little bit, Stevie, when you heard a little of what he had to say.
Yeah, I'm with Ali on that. I don't listen. I'm not a fan of bragging anyway. I think people should tell you how good you are and what you've done, without you sticking your neck out and trying to convince and tell everybody how brilliant you are. And there's no question that on the field he delivered. But after listening to him, I'd love to say, why did you go to an inferior league now? You know, anybody with ability can pick a league around the world that they think is inferior and go and look like a superstar. So I'm not a fan of the bragging.
Jules, the chat overall, though, how did you enjoy it?
It was fantastic. It really was good. It was good to spend time with him. He was, for the whole interview, like he was in the clips that we just showed, he was so engaging. He spoke a lot. He spoke about fatherhood and watching his kids playing football now and starting being good at football. He talked, of course, as we heard, about the future. He talked about Manchester United a little bit, PSG as well. We had 35 minutes. We wish we had more, but it was great. There's some really good lines, and I think he was happy. He said he was suffering this season. I think it's been a very difficult season, and the way I read it, listening to him, was like, I think if Milan win the title in a few weeks now, I can see him saying, okay, this is it now. I'm leaving at the top. I've brought this club back to the top of Italian football, which in itself is an achievement. I'm 41 years old, and now I can go in peace and enjoy whatever comes next, because I don't think his body can take another season at the top level.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.